Hi guys, and welcome to Angling for You on not such a sunny day. We've had a lot of nice weather, and believe it or not, we're in late June, and today it's a bit crap. It's a bit dreary. It's definitely cooled off around sort of 6 to 8 degrees from earlier on in the week, but we are going to give it a go. We have got the Daddy, the number 1 XZ65 Middy Pole, ready to rock and roll. What we're going to do is we're going to get it out, put it on the rollers, give you a little show through, show you what it's like at different lengths, and then, fingers crossed, we'll have some fish and you get to see that. We'll look at the different top kits, what the package comes with, and give you a little chat about why I've ended up with this fantastic pole. So without further ado, let's get it on the rollers and we can have a little talk about it. Right guys, we've got everything in front of us. Gets me excited every time I take it out, I'll be honest. So we're just going to jump straight in. If you want the package, it's $2,500. You can probably get it a little bit better than that, but that's what the retail at, $2,500. And you can get it as a 13 metre package. I'll probably put a price up for that, or you can get it in the variant that I've got, which is the 16 metre package. Firstly, I don't really know what to say and how to say it, that David Middleton, who you'll see on the video before, after doing all the editing and everything, has ended up giving me it, this pole, which is an absolute, just blown away by that. Just being able to be given something of this nature is ridiculous. I don't ask for these things, and I hope that's just a testament to what we're doing with the channel, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate that. We're not a channel that goes after things or after people, and it truly is, if you work hard enough, good things eventually do come your way, and I'm absolutely blown away, and I can't believe that I'm going to be able to fish with it as long as I want, because it's mine now. So going into it, we'll go into the package, we'll talk about it, we'll get it out. I have fished once with it so far, but I wanted to wait until we got the pole nose bungs in there, and then I could do the full unboxing. So you have seen the bag. It doesn't come with tubes, but for a price of tubes now, at least you can choose which kind of tubes you want to go in there. I've just gone with the boys at Fishing Tackle Bait, have sorted me out with the long tubes with a nice little piece of rubber that holds the caps on, and then I've gone with another tube which I've cut down just to put the top kits in, and I've only put 4 top kits in each, and then the other one has got my bits and bobs in, like cupping kit, short for, that kind of thing. So I'll start right from the end. It comes with 2 fexes. This is just one of 2. I've just left the other one in the bag. This one goes into the 11.5 metre and the 13 metre sections, so that means it reverses round. That's why it's got protection on either side. And then the other one goes into the 14.5 metre and the 16 metre sections, so just gives you that extra bit of stability. Super strong, perfect for striking on fishing shorter distances or longer distances, and just a really essential part of a big package, and you know, just totally needed. So the 16 metre sections, like I said, the 14.5 and the 16 metre don't come with the 30 metre package, and if they don't, if you do get the one that this one is, you'll obviously get those 2 sections, and they've got fantastic, lovely graphics. Got depth markers all the way down in inch increments. That really nice sort of white and grey, and they're so light, but still really strong. And as you can see in the ends, we've got the pole nose bungs, as I do with all of my poles. Stuart Jolly absolutely sorted me out as always, gone for the white to complement the lovely white and silver graphics that we've got on the pole itself. So that looks absolutely top dollar, and along with the 14.5 metre section, which is exactly the same graphics. It's the 3 end sections that have the graphics, so the 16, the 14.5 and the 13.5, and it is based as a 16.5 metre package, and this is dependent on your dolly butt and what top kits you're going to use as well, which we'll go into. So there, the end sections, and obviously followed by the 13 metre with everything in it, which we'll get out in a minute and have a look at. You get the super fantastic bag as well, with a Skin Max, which means it's water resistant, really hard wearing, durable. At first it doesn't zip the whole way, right? And at first I thought, do I like that? But actually it is better. I find it better because you're not having to go round or find which way it opens. You're not opening it on anything. With the tubes, it zips halfway down and then only a small part at the top. It just means I can open it up and get to all those tubes nice and easy, and I'm not chasing anything around. So actually, at first opinions, I thought not, but now that I've had it for a week or so, I actually like it better. 2 long pockets as well. Sorry, 1 long pocket, 1 short pocket, and that's where I keep the fexes in a small tube. Really big, chunky strap, and a grab handle, really strong as well. Nicely sewn in there, really heavy duty. Now, this kit comes with 6 match 16 ultra control kits, which I'll go into, 1 phantom kit, 1 match kit, 1 cupping kit, and then a short 4 and a Q section, which I'll go into as we go on. Now, with these, we've done them a little different. Chris at Bobco has elasticated them for me. Now, they are a little bit different. So this is the phantom kit, as you would imagine. It's exactly the same size as the normal ultra control kits, which are there. Exactly the same size, but obviously the phantom kits are in a different colour. You can get 1-piece kits, you can get match top 3s, match top 4, you can do all that. You can get max 25 kits, which you'll look on the video what I did with David. He explains for the bigger elastics. This one's a max 18, so it goes up to 18 elastic, which I personally don't really go up to that kind of stuff. It's got the increments there for measurements, so you can measure against it with your rigs. Now, what Middy do have, and I'm going to bring this round actually, because I'm going to bring the other kit to you, is they have 2 places for drilling. So you can either drill on the bottom, like this one, and Chris has done this purposely for me, just in this one kit, or you can drill there. So you can decide how far and how much elastic you want in it. So if I put this against the other ultra control kit where Chris has done it differently, you can see that this one is drilled, and in fact all the kits are drilled on this one, but we said let's just do one on that kit so it shows you. So this one's got a slightly longer amount of elastic by about 8 inches, 10 inches more elastic, but usually we go with this one because it's closer to your hand when you're playing the fish. You normally sort of playing the fish like this and it's right next to you, but it doesn't mean that it's not going to be easy to strip from there. It's just up to you how much you want to put in it, but Middy giving you that option is really good. Now, some people see this as a negative or a positive. They don't come pre-bush and they don't come side drilled. What a bummer. It's not end of the world. All it means is you can then choose what you want putting in. If you like Preston roller puller bungs, bushes in the side, I wouldn't recommend them in everything because they're 10mm holes. Then you can have that. If you wanted a map one, you could have that. Personally, I go with the Middy ones that are in there. They're designed for this pole, and that's what I would go with. And same with the internal bushes. And I think with 2,500 for a flagship pole, that asking you to buy the bushes and stuff like that, it's not end of the world, if I'm honest, because like I think it's way cheaper than a lot of the flagship poles. And yes, the RRP is $4 grand, but you know you're getting it for that $2.5 grand kind of price range compared to your 3, 4s, £5,000 poles. And I'm telling you now, when you see this, it's as good. And every single person I've bumped in that knows that I've got this has said, oh, it's one of the best poles out there. And, you know, for the sake of another 50 to 100 quid to get them put in, it's nothing, is it? And don't just say because I've had it for free, I don't worry about it. That's not the case, because they put them in for nothing as well. So don't be saying that, you know, because on my Browning kit, on my Browning Z82, I had to pay for all them put in. So it doesn't really matter. It's whether the pole's right and the balance is right, and balance is absolutely the key. Now this is the different kit. So this is the Max 8 kit. So this is the match kit that comes with it. So there is a number 1 section that goes in. I will never use that, so I've just got it elasticated with an internal bush on the number 2. But the difference is here, it's not a drillable kit because obviously it's only a match kit. So I have put in just a normal puller bung purely because I like to use the puller bungs. Now, when you actually buy the pole, it does come with nose cones in the 4 and the 5 sections, which I'm going to bring close to you, which is this section I've actually taken them out and put pole nose bungs in. 2 reasons. 1, because I like it all the way through, but 2, the number 4 section, obviously if you want to put the match kit, you won't be able to get it into there. So I've taken this out, and then I can put the match kit, and there's a hole in that bung, which I'll show you, in the bung, where you can go straight through. Now, these are dead easy. I didn't cut them out or anything like that. You can just dip them into hot water, leave them in boiling water for a few seconds. You can just gently pull them out. So I've kept them, so if I ever need to put them back in for some reason, then I can do. So while we're close up to camera, this is a short 4, as you can see. So if you're fishing at short lengths or shallow fishing and you want to stiffen up the pole, which is insanely stiff already, but if you wanted to strengthen it up and stiffen it up for those short edge work or whatever, you could use a short 4, and that's what they're for. So it effectively just replaces the 4 that you would normally have. That can just go in your bag or outside, and you don't need it, and you could use it for that. Exactly, nice and simple, really, really easy. Now the other one is when you pick up a Max 8 kit, which is the top 3 kits or the match kits, and you put it up against an ultra control, you can see, in fact I'm going to have to bring it here for you to see, you can see that they are shorter by about 8 inches. Now what is amazing and clever, and if you've watched the other film you'll already know what I'm going to say, is this adaptive Q section. So what this is a section that goes into the end of your top kit like that and makes it longer. So if you did want it, you were a bit shorter and you wanted ultra control, but you wanted a little bit more into it to make it the same length, maybe that's the length you've got your cupping kit, although the cupping kit does come at the same length as the ultra controls, then you could use it. So for example, if you're using your cupping kit and you're using a match kits and you put that Q section, it'd make them the same length as your top match kits, which we've just showed you, which are slightly longer, but they also go straight into the number 4. So if I just bring this number 4 back, if you want to then push that onto your main pole, number 4 section goes straight on. If you take off this Q section, number 4 section still goes into the back of your top kit because it's a neutral section. So all it does is make it longer, but it's the same size mandrel to go in to that number 4, which is really, really clever, and it's super easy. And you could even have this on your side tray if you're playing something on top kit and you wanted to just put, you know, one handful full more onto it and you couldn't reach any of the kits, you could do that. Really simple. What I tend to do when I store it is I just put it on the end of the short 4 when it's in its tube, and just makes it really nice and simple to look after it. Now the cupping kit, this doesn't come with any cups, and again, it's not end of the world. It costs 10-15 quid. Everybody has their own favourite set of cups, you know, that you like to use, so it's just a case of buying them to go with it. It does come the same size as the Ultra Control. I was lucky, Chris Kendall, absolute ledge, found an old set of Middy original pots. You might see me do a Daiwa a Guru one on my Daiwa pole, where you use them sliding pots. Well, this is exactly the same. You push them in and slide the pots on and off. It's on one of those sort of sliding systems, so you can push it on and it makes it really secure. I mean, it would never untwist like a twisting pole is. And this is apparently Middy came up with that first, the sort of first phase of them. It's called a Middy flat base click cups. If anybody wants to look at it, and it has got a flat base to it, and it comes with like a little shaker top on as well, so if you were shaking micros, and it comes with another bigger pot. It's about 100 mil, this other one's about 200 mil. So, you know, again, it depends if you want to look at it as a positive or negative. I see it as a positive. I can choose what cup I want, you know, and it suits me fine. Some other people won't be fine with that, but you know, for me it's the package and the actual pole for what you're getting. It doesn't hurt to put some bushes in it, and it doesn't hurt to you know, get a cupping kit top. As long as you've got the rest of the stuff, which you have, and a few tubes, it's not the end of the world. You're getting a better deal for your money. So let's set this up. Let's see the old important, what does it look like at 16 meters? What does it look like at different lengths? And then we might just get some fishing done, which would be nice. So let's get it on the rollers and let's have a look. Right guys, so this is the number 4 section. Like I said, it's got a little hole in the end, so if you were using your puller bungs, you could get that in with no problems whatsoever. So what we're going to do is bring it all together, and we'll get it out, start it off 16 meters. Unfortunately, as always, which drives me mental, we're getting an absolute herd group, flock, whatever you want to call them, of bloody birds, and it drives me insane. So we're going to put the ultra control, so it don't matter whether this is the Phantom ultra control kit or the normal, they're both exactly the same length. So we'll ship that out to 16 meters. Don't even know if we got to, it might be a bit too long with 16 meters, but we'll ship that out for you. So this island looks like it's going to be about 14 and a half, so we're just going to have to go to the left. I'm going to have to go way left, actually. Hopefully we're still in shot. We're going to have to go to this bush, because obviously it's a bit long. So 16 meters is a dream. Honestly, it's so light, so responsive, as you can see. It's just lush. Super responsive, reacts well, sits nice. You could hold it like this all day long and fish it. It's just a dream. Obviously, it's a bit long for where we're fishing today. So what I'm going to do is just take it back a little bit. It's only going to be about 13 meters, I think, where we are. So I'm just going to take these sections off. Just rest that there a second. So 13 meters. So you'd imagine 13 meters is even lighter, stiffer, and perfect. Where probably between 13 and 14 and a half to where we're going to fish today, and it'll be a dream. It's I just love how light and how responsive it is. I mean, you can see, hopefully you can see, I'll keep trying to move it into shadows. The response on that is it's just crazy. Super light. Just going to put that back on there, and I'm going to get myself a section, reduce this section just behind me. So we're going to need just 14.5 meters for you to see. So we'll take this 16 meter section off. Just put that down there with this 14.5 one. There we go. Put that back on. So both those ultra control kits are super stiff like that. And like I said, you can buy one piece kits as well. .14.5 meters is totally fishable as 13. To be honest, it feels like hardly any difference. Just super light, super responsive. That's probably going to be close to where we're going to fish today. In fact, that is bang on where we're going to be fishing today. Just on the corner of that flat corner there, depending on what the bottom of the water's like. And you can see, just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So what we'll do is bring this back. I'm going to put you I'll put you the Q section on to lengthen it a little bit. Then we'll put the short fore on, and then we'll use the match kit and show you what that's like. So if I just balance that short fore there for a second. So now we've put that adaptive Q on. That gives you the same length as your match kits would be. Does nothing to do with the stiffness, but like for example today, with that extra bit, if I shift out, that's going to be, well, there you go, it's just touching the island now. So now with that little tiny adaptive Q, I could just get an even closer to this island if I wanted to, and that's what it's about. But the balance is beautiful. As a pole, it's just unreal. It's ridiculous. Like just shipping that out, that's 14.5 meters, just felt like shipping out 11 meters. To say, I'll take that off for a second, and then take your long fore off. So just to show you a comparison, that is just over halfway length is the short 4 compared to the long 4. And I have got a foam cone in there, but I have got another pole nose bung one at home, which I will be putting on. So we'll do it with the adaptive cue on first, and then we'll take the adaptive cue off and do it without. And as you can see, just even with a bit of rain, the finish is lovely. Obviously, it's got that daddy quad core carbon, which we had a look at in the other video, and you can see it just stiffens it up even more. I mean, it's great anyway, but just stiffens it up even more. If you're gonna shallow fish or short fish, you could put that in. So if I were like shallow fishing, you know, probably this kind of range, I mean, that is nuts. I mean, you can see it's just, that's what it's for. And you would have it even shorter than that. If I'm honest, you would have no adaptive cue on there, so that would go there. You would have it as a short 4 with no adaptive cue on, and you can see it's just mental. So just unreal. I'm going to do put it back to 14.5, and we'll grab the longer section. 1 second. There we go. So this is where the problem is, which we'll show you. So now if I wanted to do it with a short 4, I couldn't do it because it's got that nose cone in it, which is why obviously I always use my pole nose bungs, which we have the normal 4 here. So the normal 4 has obviously got that hole, so now when I want to use, I can push that in, and it doesn't matter if it's got a puller bang or not, I can rock and roll with it. So this is a Max 8 kit, which is obviously billed as a match kit with the top 3. It's only got light elastic in this. Get it out the trees, and you can see it's still pretty responsive because it's a 2 kit at the moment, but the profile's a lot slimmer, as you would imagine, and that's purely down to the fact that it's a match kit. You can get the Max 25 top kits as well, which are for obviously the beastiness of down the edge. And yeah, what we'll do, we'll get a rig on, get some bait out there, and hopefully we'll have a few fish and we'll test it out for you and see what you think. Right guys, I'm going to start with a single corn. I've potted in 1 cupping kit's worth of the 100ml of soaked 4ml fishery pellets. You have to use fishery pellets at Lindome. I've got a small little pot of the same 4mls just pressed into the pot, and that single corn on a size 16. I've gone to a 16 purely because I want a bit of control. I mean, it's a bit warmer this time of year, and they're used to a bit bigger hook. So if I was struggling, I'd maybe go to a 16, but head to an 18. But I'm pretty confident. Let's tap that ball out. Just, it is a bit spicy, is this, in regards to striking. It's the old willow above it. I've got a back shot, and I have got a little bit longer lash for the wind. I'm hoping we can just get some filming done before it becomes too windy or the wind slows down, just purely on that fact. I'm not risking it under too windy conditions at fishing at long length, but just found a little small flat point close to the island, and we're going to hopefully exploit that for a few fish. to the first fish. Lovely bite, that one. And just quickly shuffle that back. You just see it's super easy to control. Just such a light pole. Bring that back. It's so easy to get under control. I'm not going to start pulling the kit yet, just until I find out what it feels like. So to me that feels like a little F1 or a small carp, more than likely an F1. And it's just a lovely pole to ship back, that. Nice simple strike. Straight onto that, to that feed. This little reactor core elastic is beautiful. Just really smooth. I have got another video coming about the reactor core elastic, so if you are interested in a bit about the technology and what it looks like inside, then we're going to have that coming very soon. He's putting a good account up of himself, and nowadays I'm not great at sort of estimating fish. It's not a big fish, it'll be an F1, but with these soft elastics you just never bloody know. He's got his head down, that's for sure. And this is the joy of these sort of light elastics. It allows you to get them away from the swim and, you know, get control on them. Oh, lovely. It's a nice whacking F1, is that? That is a massive F1. Start the day. Now that is a huge F1. That is quite probably, guys, the biggest F1 I have ever caught. It really is massive for an F1. And he's rolled all over this line. And that hook is just put right in the corner of his mouth. Let's see if we can get it out with the old finger. There we go. And I'm going to try and lift this up, him up, guys, because this is the biggest F1 I have ever seen. It is absolutely massive, isn't it? For an F1, and I don't know if we're going to play a ball. I'll do my best, cameras, but look at the size of that for an F1. That is massive. Hopefully you've got him. It's a huge F1. Let's get him back, and we'll see if we can catch anything else. Had one drop, and we're going to go back out, and hopefully there's another juicy F1 or a carp out there waiting for us. So there's a little hollow just where we are there, and just trying to lower that piece of corn in, and we've fed one pot over it and then a little cad pot every time we go out, and just at the moment fishing with a single corn. We have the sort of possibility of going over to a pellet if needed. I looked into another fish, just getting out the swim nice and steady, so always keep sort of an eye on where that elastic's going. This feels like a lot smaller fish than we first had. Another F1. This reactor card's lovely. Just absorbing all those runs. Lovely little F1 this time. Oh, it's not actually, it's a lovely little car. It's a lovely little stocky. Do like a little stockies. Give me that little, oh, my cool little stocky there. Let's get him back in, and we'll give it a check out. See if we can have another. Just hope this rain just stops, because unfortunately it's not great for the old camera, and we want to try and get the footage for you. It's a bit of a pain when the camera decides to, when the rain starts for the camera. Just need it to just back off a little bit. It's typical though, isn't it? You watch the rain, the weather all week, and then you finally get to go out and then it's crap weather. This is not bitterly cold, which is the bonus. God, it's a dream, is this at 14.5 meters. I mean, it's great at 16, to be honest. Straight away that went. The only problem is I've got a pretty wicked side wind coming across now, which is not ideal. Into another fish. That one James just shouting over to me to peg to the other side. They ducked and eyed, and I felt the old pole drag out my hands. It's another one on the corn. Lovely fishing at Laurels and Windhams. And it's nice now that I can fish that to the islands with just that longer pole. It's a part of my locker that I need to work on, and I didn't think that I'd be fishing it with a top flight pole, and I'm just so grateful to Middy to making that happen. It just means I can fish the longer lengths with just absolute ease now. And a few people I've heard that sort of bill this as a silvers pole, and I know a lot of natural venue anglers use it because it's so light, and obviously you use the Max 8 kits, the top 3 kits. But I've had some good carp on it already. I had some up to 8 pounds, so put up an unbelievable fight, and you know, absolutely fine, and I'm sure even double figures. It's just how you balance your gear. It's like another cracking F1 is this. Don't have to put a fight up these good F1s, I tell you. And the good thing about these ultra controllers, you can get them under ultra control. They're short as well, and you know what I'm like. I like short kits, I don't like long kits. Get your head up some. It's another great F1. James is doing well. Shallow fishing. Oops. Perfectly in the corner of the mouth, that one. And what we'll do, guys, we'll try and have another one for you, and then we'll do what we always do. We'll go down the pole and you can see it in a little bit more detail, and then we'll round off the video after that. So I'll put another bait on and see if I can catch one. Lovely bite, that one. Just nice and easily to shuffle back. You're always keeping an eye on where your rollers are, where your elastic is, how hard the fish is pulling, and the angle that you're pointing at it, because you point straight at it sometimes, and if it's been raining or you get a little bit of dust on your section, you can always pull a top kit off. A lot of these fish pull hard, isn't it? Little left one, a lot of these fish pull hard. It's really easy to knock them off. Okay. Stuck in the corner of the mouth. Perfecto. Beautiful little F1. Little picture perfect F1. Let's get him back in. So guys, let's have a look at on the rollers like we always do. We'll pick up the camera and we'll walk up and down and see what it looks like all laid out. I'll lay it out at 60 meters. I'll put this bit of put this top kit on and I'll lay it out at 60 meters on the rollers, and we'll have a look. Right guys, so just looking at its full length, see the 16 meter section, the nice XZ65 graphics, and it tells you about the quad core technology there. It's got the Maximus joints, which means reinforced and easy slip finish. So like I say, that's the 14.5 meter. This is it now. Going down the pole. Each joint, as you can see, I've got that double wrap on there, just makes it extra strong. If I turn it over, all of them say what section they're on. Go right down. It's a little bit more reinforced and a puller here, so if you wanted it done at your 4th section, you could do if you were using it natural venues. And then right down, this is obviously the Ultra Control Kit, and as you can see, right down to the tip. Lovely job. Now let's just jump back on the box and finish it off. Right guys, so what do we think? Now, you're all going to be out there thinking I've got an unbiased opinion because I've been given such an amazing thing to fish with, but you can see it there in action. It is unreal. It's so stiff, so strong, so responsive, and like you'd expect from a flagship model of any manufacturer. But just being able to fish with it, I feel really privileged, and really appreciate what Middy have done there by allowing me to use it, and certainly won't be changing for quite a while. That's not to say that we'll still not review other poles and other products, and I obviously utilise my friends quite often, and I still go into the shops to do it, but also there may be different margin poles that come in and out as well, just to complement the 16 metre. So hopefully this will give you an in-depth review about the package and bits and bobs about it, and just bear in mind, like every manufacturer at the moment, people are struggling to get stock. It's nothing fault of Middy, it's just the way of the world at the moment. So I do get a few people that say there's sometimes I review certain products and they're not in stock. I can't help that. I'm giving you information for you to utilise when things are in stock. We're in a different world at the moment, and things will come back into stock, and hopefully it won't be too long till that is in the shops and other items that I've reviewed in the past. So if you want to join us on the Facebook group, we're near to 7,000 members. I can't believe how fast that's growing. People are sharing the live feeds, they're sharing the photos, they're sharing the catches, they're asking questions, and that's what it's about. We're a no nonsense, no banter, no swearing, family orientated group. With any question, it's not a stupid question if you don't know the answer. So feel free to come on with no worries or no pressure around that. If you want to just join us on the Instagram at angling_for you, you can jump on and add photos, see what we're up to, and have a good go there. And there's lots and lots of things that you can see on there, and if you do want to tag us into a post or a photo, then do so. We'd love to see what you're catching. And if you want to look for other products, other pole reviews, other types of fishing, simple fishing, feature fishing, challenge videos, then go onto our playlist on the Angling For You YouTube channel, and there is at least over a dozen different playlists there with hundreds of videos to enable you to choose whatever you want to do. And if there's anything you want to know about this pole or the package, just leave the comments below, and I'd love to see your feedback and see what you think of the package as well. So thank you very much for watching. Until the next one, if you could like, share and subscribe, that'd be brilliant. And I'll see you soon, and tight lines.